Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. And on this channel, we talk about crazy stuff, eccentric stuff, eclectic stuff. But usually it's carnivore, carnivish, and keto. Why? Because that's what most of us do. Do we do everything 100% every single day? Not always, but we're mindful of what we eat. We're mindful of what we plan. And so we just go about our day and we enjoy it. I was listening to some good people this weekend. I was kind of listening. I like to listen to carnivore women and see how they're doing. And this one woman that they were interviewing said she really hasn't, she was doing keto, she lost weight and then stabilized. And then she went a little bit further, hoping she'd lose a little bit more weight on carnivore, but she didn't really lose more weight. However, comma, she was delighted with the body recomposition and how she felt every day. And by having those little non-scale victory items, she was able really to come to terms with being who she was, where she was, what the weight really means, that number, that awful number, that great number, that number that we just hold on to like there's going to be this official federal investigation into the number to see if you qualify to breathe more. I don't know. We women have done such a number on ourselves with that number. But anyway, she was coming to terms with it, and I'm kind of coming to terms with my little weight gain that I've had since I've been mostly carnivore, and it it's like, well, do I do something about it? Do I do anything drastic? In that old way of thinking that, well, if I have less, then I'll lose weight. And it's like, maybe my body is just adjusting to the nourishment. When I have one of those ribeyes from that Brazilian butchery, I have to tell you, it's so good. I don't want to give those up, that's for sure. Or the short ribs, the boneless short ribs, which I'm having tonight. Or their ground beef in a burger. Yep, all that stuff is so good. And so I don't think I want to give things up. I think I'm really happy where I am. I love eating the food that I eat when I eat it. And I don't really want to get into like parsing things and to see the scale drop a pound. I just truly believe that the carnivore lifestyle with the meat that heals is just doing what it's supposed to do. And I know that all those years I had very little protein because I thought that was the culprit. And now, well, I heard one person say, you can find anything you want in a YouTube video and hold on to it and say, this is just the way that it goes. And so this male person said, have the amount of grams of protein that is the gram amount that you'd like to weigh. And so, yeah, I have a dream. I'd love to be 115. Am I going to be? I don't think so. But doesn't stop me from trying. But anyway, it'd be 115. And my fats are a little bit lower than my in grams than my protein. It just seems to work for me. I have incredible energy to think that I can, Uber and Lyft for 8 or 9 hours, turn it on at 4, turn it off at 1, and still do overnights and maintain the house and do videos. I'm delighted with the energy and the power that I feel from having my food program the way that it is. I eat one meal a day, and it works out really well for me. I look forward to it. I have my coffees that bridge me along the way. I look forward to them too. My first cup of coffee, I have 14 grams of some sort of fat. Today I had Bulletproof Brain Octane. Sometimes I have the Omega Power Creamer. Sometimes I have organic ghee. And then other times I have Kerrygold butter. And it just different strokes going on each day, but it's that little bit of a fat boost that gets me through the hours, because when I start at like 4 in the morning, I need heavy concentration, one, because it's pitch black out, And just to get, in that groove of like doing it later in the day when it's light out, I'll come home. I still have little food preppy things that I do for Greg. Mine couldn't be simpler: meat, eggs, cheese, and so I'll do the things for him. And I'll be vacuuming with one hand, and I'll have the phone with the Uber and Lyft apps on here in case I get a call. It's perfect for me, absolutely perfect, because I'm kind of in the hub, the capital city is Hyannis, and so I do get good calls, throughout the day. Sometimes there's like a whole 2 hour lull, and sometimes I'll just say, oh, I'll just turn it off and go to Market Basket and get Greg his special things that they have there. Yeah, I'll do the Market Basket, which usually is on Tuesday, but tomorrow we're having our little leather love seat delivered. And so there's going to be a new look going on in the living room. I'm kind of delighted. And they're taking away the old couch. God help them get it out. I think I'm going to leave the house for the half hour it's going to take them to get it out. Saw the darn thing in half. So the love seat makes sense. It's leather. It's got the wooden legs. It's just kind of like an update that you see in, newer furniture, more contemporary furniture, with a sapphire blue. So it's like, it's not navy blue, shag rug under it. And then I got a fish novelty rug to go under the bistro table that pulls in all the colors of the wall and the I call it the doctor's waiting room couch. It's very, very comfy. That was the biggest pull. Well, one, I didn't want traditional brown or black leather, and this is a beigey one. Maybe I'll do a little video. And it's very, very soft back and soft butt. It's extra foam, I guess, on the inside. So I'm looking forward to that because our couch never really softened up. So I didn't want the hard leather that looks nice, but we're sitting in it. So I wanted something a little softer for the old bones at the end of the day. You know how that goes. So yesterday we had the big green egg, so we cooked 4 huge ribeyes, and then the cauliflower and asparagus and Brussels sprouts. Greg has those 3 veggies all week long. I also cook other veggies for him to have, but then I have a smattering of the Brussels on Sunday out of the cast iron pan that we cook them in on top of the grill of the big green eggs. It's delicious. And so that's my carnivish day. And the rest of the week is pretty carnivore, except for Saturday, which is my keto pizza. But I'm down to 1/4 of a cup of almond flour. So when the bags are gone, they're out of here. No more almond flour. And I'll just make it. So it's basically now eggs and cheese. And so it'll turn out just fine. And I've got my new little routine of how I cook the crust and then flip the crust, because it's got, it doesn't brown up as fast as when there was more flour in it. So I'm very, very happy. But basically this talk today is about giving up that fantasy of where you want to go. Whenever I've, worked with people, most people have a number in mind. And although I'm working with one right now that doesn't, and she's got the, I thoroughly enjoy her because she's got the Keto Carnivore, carnivish lifestyle going on where things work for her, and she incorporates NSVs, non-scale victories, and goals that she wants during the day. And it really just works out lovely for her. And that's kind of how, I would always encourage all of you to do it. It's not about that weigh-in day and how it's going to make you feel. Let's face it, most of us are over 50 that watch this channel, males and females. And so things aren't going to be how they were when we were 16, before we had babies, before we aged, before life, tossed us around a little bit, right? So making peace with how you are. And, with my weight gain, of course I wasn't happy. The clothes still fit. Maybe some things don't fit like they used to. And so but I just bought a pair of regular jeans and black jeans in my size that I've loved and held on to. Sure, they've got some, spandex elastane in them, but yeah. So I'm happy. I like the idea of the autophagy with one meal a day, meaning that this sort of stuff that was a lot looser, still kind of loose here. I could lose a few in my upper arms and thighs. Begin to tighten up, begin to come back a little bit, and I appreciate that. But I'm just looking for content. I'm looking for simple. I'm looking for consistency. And so those are three things that, like, when I don't know about you guys, but like when we start a new food plan or Weight Watchers or Jenny, we're thinking of the number on the scale and not how we feel. And we're willing to starve ourselves, feel, you know, like we're not getting nutrition in the chemical foods that they promote. For what? For the number on the scale again. And it's like your body's still going to be hungry. You're still going to go through those clawing times when, even on Weight Watchers where you can have a million pieces of fruit and all the veggies you want, your body is craving something a little bit more natural, real, a piece of meat with its fat content inside the meat or around the meat. It's craving that. Maybe eggs too. Maybe some liver. I know that it's not a big favorite, but I've had chicken livers with bacon and I made it through the meal. Would I have just that? I'd probably have a smaller patty, burger beef patty on the side just to have some balance. But I've done it. It's not that bad. The bacon saves it. I'll say that. So I don't know, but my fantasy, I just want to stay where I am. I like consistent. I like having my OMAD and pushing away from the table full, content. Not that I've overeaten, not that bloated beached whale thing that I felt. Oh my God, when the day that broccoli turned on me, I'll never forget. I was at work and it was a staff meeting. And, there's 20 of us in this room that would sleep two in twin beds. That's, it was a very small room. It's an office, right, with the great big table. And the broccoli just was no longer my friend. That was the first thing that went off my list. And it's almost like you could watch my stomach, like somebody was there pumping it full of air. It was just awful. And so veggies aren't necessarily my friend. I don't have any adverse reactions to the Brussels, but it's a very, very small amount that it just is what it is. So, yeah. So life is good. Life is consistent. And I just washed my hair, so I'm good for a couple of days. I like that. This is what I'm having today. Somebody kind of jumped ugly on me, and they were saying that I do net carbs. I don't do total carbs because I put xyla, which is a natural sweetener, in my coffee. And that whenever I say I'm doing total carbs, you're not doing total carbs, you're doing net carbs every single day. So just admit it. I'm doing xyla in my coffee, and it has sugar alcohols, and there's a million schools of thoughts on it. Yes, it has carbs in it, but the sugar alcohols burn it off, so there's zero carbs, whatever. It's a small amount. It's 3 times a day. I'm not going to get down in the dirt about it. I still do total carbs. I still do mostly carnivore. So if some of you, if you feel you've been attacked for having some sort of, not an artificial sweetener, but some sort of natural sweetener, monk fruit, stevia, xylitol, any of those, that have the sugar alcohols in them. I don't think monk fruit does, but maybe I'll stand to be corrected. But it's like, it is what it is. That is my bridge. It gets me through to OMAD. We are snowflakes. We do our programs individually. That's how it works. So I just say, stay in your own lane. Do what you do. If you've had success with what you do, keep doing it. If you have asparagus spears 3 times a week and you're feeling that the carnivore police are going to come out and tell you that, you're a loser, don't think about it. Just mind your own business, mind your own lane, and enjoy your success. We're all different. We all do what we do because it works. A lot of us have been doing this for a number of years and have figured out our recipe. And nobody wants to go back to the standard American diet. Nobody wants to gain back 70, 80, 90, 120 pounds. No, and nobody here wants to see that happen to you. If you still do that, some people still smoke. We know it's hazardous. Some people still drink diet soda. We know it's not good for us, but it carries us. We're aware. We're aware. You don't have to send us a memo. We do what we can, and small pleasures are big for us. Big, especially when it comes down to, what we have. The woman being interviewed, she gave up coffee. She walked around in a brain fog for a couple of weeks because it was plant-based, and she felt, that she wasn't being carnivore. She missed it. It was a pleasure for her. It was a delight for her. She's back drinking it again. So don't beat yourselves up about what's pure and what isn't, and, is this healthy, or I know it's not healthy, but I still need it. Do what you have to do and tell those other people, just go away. I'll deal with it. Don't get down in the ground with them and call them out on their stuff. And especially if you're doing videos like I do and other people do, you're kind of out there and exposed. And so now I've got a fly, forget the fruit flies. And so, you're exposed. You're exposed to other people's criticisms. And it happens. And so was I happy to be kind of pounced on? No, I wasn't. But it was the second time. And so that person no longer is going to be able to comment here. And I'm sorry for that. But, don't attack. Don't attack. That's why I'm doing 3 videos a week. It's like when I was doing 6 of them, it's like I was open field. And, I know a lot of other creators get flack for their stuff. We're just being out there and honest and trying to do what we do and help and go along with others. This is our community. So we're eccentric, we're snowflakes, we're Goldilocks, we're turtles, and we're members of the No Matter What Club, and we are pickles. And when you're a pickle, you can't go back to being a cucumber. And so some of us do what we do, and we hold on to it, and it works for us until it doesn't, right? But we make peace with the fantasy of what we think we should be doing. I'm 69. There's never going to be a thong, Bo Derek, number 10 moment for me on the beach, ever. I'm never going to put on a pair of jogging, leggings and go out there and jog with a top, showing my midriff. I'm not going to, but I'm going to enjoy a ribeye. I'm going to enjoy butter on it. I'm going to enjoy my coffees done my way. And that's what contentment is all about. Contentment to a 20-year-old jogging, that's her contentment. Bless her. She's doing it. She's reminding me of what I used to do. I never jogged. But anyway, so be gentle on yourselves. And when somebody's not being gentle with you, you might have it in your own home or with ladies at the office, or maybe you do videos and you get so be gentle with yourself. If you're doing it and you've had some time in with consistency, figure that the gift, the biggest non-scale victory of all. Thank you so much for watching. Bit of a smackdown, but I needed to get that off my chest. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.